All right, mic check, mic check. 1 2 1 2. Guys, if you're able to hear me in the chat, please let me know. $6,800. All right, testing, testing. Testing, testing. All right, Nate, you said you can hear me all right? All right, cool, cool, cool. So, can you see my chart as well? Can you guys see the chart? All right, so let's get to it. So, checking dollar news, guys, and it looks like everything came out good. All right, so for PMI, which is the Purchasing Managers Index, they expected it to go up to 53.5. It went up to 54.1. So that came out better than expected. That should be good for the dollar, should cause it to rise. Job openings, all right, they expected it to go down from 7.84 million to 7.73 million, but it actually went up to 8.10 million. So everything that came out for the dollar was good. And as we can see right now, the dollar has pushed up off this massive, 30-minute candle that we're currently on right now. And again, this candle just opened at 10 a.m. and you guys can see that it has risen so far. All right. Now, the main thing about trading technical or trading fundamental news, right? Fundamental analytics with the technicals, right? Is that you just got to know how to piece them together, right? A lot of you guys will look at the news, you'll see that it's good, you'll see that it's bad, but you don't really know, what that means for whatever particular pair you happen to, be trading. So the way it goes is simply like this, guys. First, you need to know what's going on with the chart. All right. So from a technical standpoint, what I'm seeing here on the dollar is that we're rising, right? So we're this is the low, a swing low that we had, and here's a swing high at the top. But within that, we've been making uptrend market structure. All right. So because I see that all of this was mainly pullback to this demand area, right? I know that the dollar was still bullish, all right, in that regards. So if the news comes out good, then that matches the sentiment of my technical analysts. All right, guys. So you got to remember the technicals come first, right? The fundamentals are added on to the technicals, right? And hopefully they're in alignment with each other. So let's say, for instance, news came out bad for the dollar. Well, then we'll be looking at a different story, right? I'll have to wait until price breaks below this demand area, potentially pulls back. So, something like this, it was here, right? It was here at this point. So it needs to break below this demand area. All right. Then it needs to pull back to respect this old demand as new resistance and then start to fall for me to, start to take things, from a bearish bias on the dollar. But as of, right now, everything still was bullish. So again, if you guys are wondering how that works, all right, I'm breaking it down to you right now. It needs to be in alignment with the market structure from your technical analytics or your technical analysts. All right. If it's not, then you need to wait until it is. It's that simple. All right. But for right now, we're gonna, we're pushing into this level of resistance when we look at it on the 15-minute time frame. All right. So here you guys can see that we broke structure, or we had a break of structure to the downside. This is all with the pullback, right? So again, as we're just making lower lows and lower highs in the pullback phase, this is a low where we broke structure and then we made a lower low and we kind of stayed below that, right? News has just gotten us above that, right? So now we've just broken structure to the upside. So the way this goes, guys, every time you have a break of a high or a low, all right, you're looking for a few things to happen. All right, some of those things are And yeah, shout out to my man Ghost. Absolute double bottom right here off the pullback. So here, right, is where I see we had a bit of a demand level. All right, before we pushed up and broke this tiny structure level right here. But here are the two highs. I will circle them for you guys. All right, here are the two highs that we just broke above. All right, in that same area. All right, peep game. So now price, what I'm expecting price to do is to now pull back to this demand zone, and then from here I'm expecting it to go and start pushing higher, right, and higher until eventually, oh, hold on, all right, until eventually we, if I can get it right, all right, boom, if we do this and then eventually break above that high, right? But this is what I'm expecting to happen. All right, so time is going to tell how good this economic news for today was, because again, it's up against a resistance level at this moment. All right, so we could start seeing the dollar come down. I'm going to get my alerts a little closer. All right, and I'm going to get to the lower time frame because I want more detail. So we're on the 15-minute now. I'm going to go to the 5-minute. All right, and I'm already starting to see a few bears showing up from this level of resistance. Now I'm going to go down to the 1-minute time frame. All right, and also what I'm seeing is a little bit more structure in the candles. Right, I'm getting a bit of a, wedge, if you will. All right, like this. Okay, and let me get it right. Okay, and right below it, like this. Okay, so far that looks wedgy. All right, as a rising wedge. A rising wedge is a bearish reversal chart pattern. So with knowing that we're at a major resistance level, knowing that we have a rising wedge on the 1-minute time frame, which is bearish, knowing that we just broke above this resistance level, all right, and that we should expect a pullback either to the area that we broke, okay, or the demand level down here that initiated the break. All right, guys. So these are some key points where I'm expecting the dollar to drop down to, right, before it potentially goes back up to rising. Now, that may not happen, right, because news was extremely positive for the dollar this morning, just a few minutes ago, right? So what could end up happening is we could just continue to rise, right? You know what I mean? So how do you determine, what it's going to do? Well, it's all by reading market structure, guys. So basically what we have right here is a bit of a structure. So I'll put it more like a little zone, right? There's your level, which is really a zone. Prices below this zone, it was a resistance. Prices above this zone, it was support. But now you see how it's hovering right at support at the moment. All right. So because of that, we got to be careful. What we want to see is price get below this, right? And potentially, give us a candle that, opens and closes on its own below that currently support zone. So when it gets below it, it's going to turn into resistance. And that's what we want to see. We want to see that price is respecting this as resistance. The bears are showing up. And then, we'll potentially start getting into trading opportunities where it lines up with the dollar falling. So if that made sense, guys, please give me a thumbs up in the chat box or type made sense. All right. And don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. If you're getting gems and you're understanding and you're learning, trust me, there's a lot more where this is coming from. All right. So, get with the gang, forexwithbain.com, and tap in, guys. All right. Money is being made and education is being delivered. All right. It's not just about getting a bag, guys. It's about really understanding how to do it. All right. If you don't know how to, if you keep depending on everybody, you're in a pretty bad situation. All right. So alerts are set. We're going to let this do what it does. All right. And then once we start getting the dollar to fall a little bit more, we'll take a look at some of our major pairs to take advantage of a potential buying or selling opportunity. So just looking at them right now, the odd dollar, all right, Again, we had major bearish divergence. We ended up having a change of character and we started to rise. My team took advantage of this, right? So we were all the way up here at one point. Hopefully they took their money, right? Because right now we're just kind of in a little bit of an indecision phase, all right? But let me take you guys to, some areas that we pay attention to, right? So from the 15-minute time frame, in here you guys can see what we call the Asian session, all right? So these purple boxes that you see are the Asian session. In this Asian session, we took out the high. We did not take out the low. We took out the high, kept rising. Came back near the Asian session during the end of the session. Went to the next Asian session, created nice uptrend market structure within it. Took out the high once again when we came out of the Asian session. Never took out the low. So if you notice, the low from this Asian session and the low from this Asian session has not been taken out yet. What is price doing right now? It is falling because the dollar had good news. All right, so we can continue to fall, right? Taking out the low of this Asian session as well as possibly the low of this Asian session, and then tapping into this demand level before we rise again. All right, so as it stands right now, things are falling on the non-dollar based major pairs because the dollar initially is rising. But what I'm going to do on the Asian pairs, I'm going to put a little support line right here to represent the low of that Asian session, right? Yes, this low hasn't been taken out. Maybe it won't get taken out anytime soon. Maybe it will. We don't know. But what we do know is that this is a level of support that we could potentially take out because price is near it right now. And then depending on how price reacts to this level, we may have a buying opportunity from here. We may not, right? But this is what alerts are all about. So I'm going to set one below support. I'm going to set one a little above it. All right. And again, once either one gets hit, we'll come back to it, analyze it, see what we got. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Toya was good. Nikki was good. Martez in the building, guys. Appreciate the love and support. Y'all know that. All right. So here we go over to Euro. All right. Let me bring it back higher for you guys to really see what's going on. All right. And again, major bullish divergence. All right. On the chart. So on the chart, we're making lower lows. All right. But on the RSI, okay, get this out your way, we're making higher lows. All right. On the RSI. So because of that, the euro dollar pretty much started to rise, but we're up against a resistance level now, as we look at it. So again, because the dollar's rising, the euro is currently falling. And we'll get back to that 15-minute time frame, all right, which is a key time frame to be able to view what happened during the Asian session. When you guys can learn about Asian session manipulation or trading the Asian session manipulation, you guys will level up a lot. All right, it's just you're putting this in conjunction with, again, overall market structure from the higher time frame, and once you can piece it together, it's game over. All right, so again, look out this Asian session, took out the high, never took out the low. Out this Asian session, took out the high, just took out the low, and we broke below the low. So now this tells me that potentially we're going to continue falling. All right, guys, so it may look like some selling opportunities that we're going to have to get on the Euro USD, right, if we're going to trade it. But here is what we call a break of structure, right? We broke this low. So again, I'm just looking for the area of supply so that when price taps back into it, we can just go ahead and get into it for the sell. So right here is that last candle before price dropped and broke this low. All right, guys. Again, this is how it goes. I teach my team all the time. It begins with the break. All right. Once you guys get the break, then we look for the retest, right, into supply, into fair value gaps, in the trend lines, pivot point, moving averages, trend lines, you name it, right? Whatever is there to show you that it has gotten liquidity or balanced out, right? Balanced out price. And then start to show you that the bears are, coming up or showing up by the body of the candle, right? By the wicks of the candle. Those are some tattletale signs to get you into that trade to, make some money. So what I'm looking for now, since we had this break of this low, okay, and we broke right here in this area, typically we can get a retest right to this area and then fall, or we can kind of pull up a little bit, right, and start the fall, but this is engineering liquidity, Okay, you guys will learn about that. I won't go too in depth with it right now, but basically, price will come back to sweep that liquidity and then tap into the supply level right above it before it falls. Okay, so I'm looking for any three of these scenarios to play out, right? For it to just retest this area that it broke and drop, for it to engineer liquidity, drop, then sweep it, tapping into supply, and then drop, right? So again, just understanding this cycle, guys, you'll be able to take advantage, right? We know what's supposed to happen, so we can, get pending orders set in the supply area, so we don't even have to worry about all the dancing and all the movement that it's going to do, as it's, doing its pullback, right? If it gets to our supply, great, we're in the trade, and most likely we're going to win it, right? If it doesn't get there, oh well, we didn't lose a dime. So it's a win-win no matter how you slice and dice it. All right, guys. But again, it's all about patience. It's all about understanding the cycle and knowing how to take advantage of it. So again, hopefully you guys are understanding that, as I'm preaching, okay? Because it is how you get the bag. All right, look what's happening right now. We're already getting a retest to the area that we broke. All right, and we're on the 15 minutes. So if I take you guys down to a lower time frame, look at that. So you see how clean the break is, and now we're already trying to go and retest. So guys, by the time we get up here, I'm gonna just set an alert right below it to let me know, and I'll set one down here just in case we drop, because look, it's already rejecting the same area that we broke. You see that low? Look at where it's rejecting in that same area. Again, guys, it's going to start making a lot of sense to a lot of you, right? If it hasn't already, right? But again, there's a method to the madness, all right? And again, just get with me. I'll break it down for you. But here, waiting for that pullback. Now that we have a low and we have this high, I can use Fibonacci from this high to this low, and this is where it's telling me it's most likely going to go. But I would like for it to get to this area of supply to sell from it. But hey, the price doesn't care what I want, what I wish for, what I hope, right? My dreams, it don't care, right? It's going to go where it wants to go, and it's going to do what it wants to do. So if you know how to read what it's doing, then you're going to be able to take advantage of that and get into, whatever trading opportunity it presents. All right, guys. So again, just going to start sending alerts on these, and then we'll get back to it once the dollar starts to move a little bit more. But let's go ahead and check on the dollar, see what it's done so far. All right, so here on the dollar, guys, look, we've broken underneath that support that we were looking for, and then we've already got down to the area that we broke during the news. Okay, so again, I can't make this up, right? You know what I mean? It's doing it in real time. How I expect that rising wedge was a bearish reversal pattern, and look, prices drop, and it's definitely gotten right back to the area that it broke. So now, dollar, what are you going to do? Are you going to rise from this area, or are you going to break below it? If you break below it, chances are, we're falling, right? We're going to get the full retest back to this demand area. But for right now, I'm going to get rid of this and this. I know what it did. All right. And again, I just like my charts clean. But here, we fill this little fair value gap here, right? And now we're starting to rise. So get those alerts a little closer. All right, and I will put one below this wick to let me know, that we are falling. All right, so time will tell, guys, but let's look at it on let's go back to the 15. All right, and you guys are starting to see how, again, even though we had good news to come out, sorry, so this is, let me get you guys closer. All right, so even though we had good news to come out for the dollar that shot it up, look how it respected this supply area, okay? Wicked it right to the T and starting to drop. So again, if we can drop below the area that we broke, if we can get a candle to open and close, chances are we're coming to these demand areas that sit down here. All right, and how soon will that happen? We have no idea, right? But we know that is the possibility. So we'll just look to take advantage of that, and that's it. All right, guys. A lot of this trading stuff is mental. It's not physically hard, right? You're not clicking a keyboard, right, and a mouse, right? But mentally, being able to be patient, being able to wait for things, being able to understand what things are supposed to do, right? That's the hardest part of trading. All right. And I can help you make that easy, but you got to come rock with me. All right. So again, alert set, we'll come back to it. All right. But we're going to take a high level overview of the majors, right? And the majors are basically the top 7 pairs that have the dollar in it: odd dollar, euro dollar, pound dollar, New Zealand dollar, dollar CAD, dollar CHF, dollar JPY. Those are your majors. All right. Most traded pair is the euro USD, but the other ones, are top hitters too, especially pound dollar and USD JPY. All right. But they're all associated with, the dollar index and how the dollar moves. So this is what we do. We look at this index, and again, it's clearly bullish for now, but it's having a hard time, breaking above this supply area or this resistance zone to continue going higher just at the moment. All right. But the overall structure is bullish. So if it's bullish, then on these non-dollar based pairs, meaning the first, currency is not the dollar, so non-dollar base, all right, because the left is the base, the right is the counter currency, base currency, counter currency. All right, again, on the left, base currency, on the right, counter currency. So these are non-dollar base currencies because the dollar's on the right. These are dollar base currencies because the dollar's on the left. Again, base on the left, counter on the right. All right. So look at the rejection that we're getting, right? So again, we may have just fell below this area that we broke. Let's get back down there, and we have. All right. So I'm gonna get on the 1 minute, and I'm just gonna wait for this candle to close, guys. If this candle close, there it is. The candle's closed. All right. So now I got to go and look for my buying opportunities on these pairs. All right. Because what I believe is going to happen now is that we're going to continue to push down to these demand levels. All right. Why? Because we just broke that level right here, right? This is just a little bit of a low that it created because it came down and it went up and gave us that little V. We just broke below that. So this becomes a little bit of a supply area right now. So price may push up into here and then give us one of these numbers. Either way, guys, I got what I've been looking for, right? We broke out of the rising channel in this major resistance area. Then we broke the level that we broke below the area that we broke above previously doing news. So now I have my opportunity to try to, get into a buy trade on these non-dollar based pairs and get into a sell trade on these dollar based pairs. All right. So I'm going to do that. All right. And get your charts up, get ready, pull up your major pairs because we're about to get into a few of them in just a moment here. All right. Again, guys, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for me. All right. So now we're going to go with the odd dollar. All right. And looking at it on the 15-minute. So what did I tell you guys? We went to go take out the low of the Asian session here. We didn't quite get there, but what we did do is we fill this imbalance. Okay. Oh, can't get it. Okay. There's small imbalance right there. All right. And we fill that. All right. So I like it, guys. I'm going to take a buying trade on the odd dollar. All right, let me make sure because we're already in a buy. All right, so I'm going to get out of that buy, just for you guys right now. But my team, they know what time it is. All right, and look at this. Look at how, just the structure. We look massive wick rejection. So again, I believe we should at least get back up to these highs, and we're talking roughly, 40, 50 pips out of that, guys. All you need is 50 pips a day, really. You know what I mean? If you get 100. Anything like that, that's really great. But 50 pips a day, keeps the job away. All right, if you're consistent. But here we go. So 15-minute, and we'll bring it down to the 5. Just get a little more detail. All right. So it's not super convincing, right? Because it hasn't really broke above this high, but we can tell that it did break this structure. So it is going to at least pull back to here to try to fill that imbalance that it has. All right, so let me look at the dollar one more time. All right, and okay, so like I said, let me mark this out. Those 3 or 4 candles represent your bullish order flow before price dropped. All right, so again, this is your supply area. All right, and again, we're looking to tap into that, and then for the bears to show up. and from there we'll most likely get into that buying opportunity on the odd dollar. All right, again, a lot of patience, goes into this, guys. It's not, you know, it's not just trade, right? You know what I mean? Like, you gotta see what you need to see first, and be patient for it to happen, and then go ahead and do it, right? But a lot of people, especially the newbies, you guys are itching. Uh-oh, the screen froze. All right, hold on. Let me try to get something going. Hold on. Let me see. All right, do you guys see the euro dollar right now or no? All right, guys, let me know if you see the euro dollar on the chart right now. All right, man, some alerts are going off. At least, are you guys still able to hear me? Okay, dollar's going off, and it looks like it's getting ready to fall. So definitely should have took that odd dollar buy. All right, you think it's good now? All right, so let's rock and roll, ladies and gentlemen. All right, from the odd dollar, I see a bit of a double bottom from that fair value gap, and then we just had a change of character. So we just had another little slight change of character right here. All right, so again, that's just another break. So again, the cycle is we want to tap into, any kind of demand area, all right, that we may have. And this is mainly the demand area right here. Okay, we do have a little tiny fair value gap right here that it looks like it wants to respect. Hope you guys are noticing how much analyzing is going into, getting into a trade, right? This isn't, you know, this isn't for the weak, right? You know what I mean? Like, if you don't really want it like that, this is going to bore you. This is going to make you just hang it up. But if you want it, well, we know how that goes, right? Understand me? So you're going to show up and you're going to show out. Here it is, tapping into the fair value gap, a little bit of a demand right here as well. All right, guys. So again, just going to look for it to drop down a little bit more, right? We always want to buy low and we always want to sell high. So since we're looking for a buying opportunity, I'm looking for price to get just a little lower, right, in any one of these areas. And then when I get a nice bull candle, I'm going to pull the trigger and it's going to be all she wrote. All right. Again, you're not going to win it all, but you got to give yourself an opportunity to win, right? A chance to win. You're gonna lose every single shot you don't take, right? That's just how that goes. So, don't worry about the losses, guys. Give yourself an opportunity to win. Look, we're getting nice rejection out of this fair value gap right in the middle of it. This candle has 18 seconds left. If we can get up out of here as a bull candle, I would like that. And then, we'll go for the buy, but just hanging on tight to it really quick. All right. So, yeah, just get some more alerts. Plenty of alerts, guys. They help a lot. Again, we're monitoring the chart directly right now. So, we're not going to miss anything. But, when you guys are, rocking and rolling, throughout your everyday life, right? You want to have some alerts. Now, look, you see how at one point price looked like it was going to push up out of there, but it didn't do that. That's why it's so important to wait for the candle closes. Now, look, I'm getting it lower and lower. All right, it's hit all my alerts, right? It's now in this next demand area, so I'm going to put these alerts a little closer to let me know when it starts to rise again. All right, so that I can potentially get into my buy trade and make it do what it do. All right, it's dropping. All right, so let's look at Euro USD, see what that's doing. All right, because they all are kind of like twins, all right, if you will. So again, go to a little higher. All right, look, massive wick rejection, right? And then, we're still hovering around this area, right? So, this is still bearish in a sense because again, I guess we didn't really break. Well, we did on the lower time frame. So we broke here. that low of the Asian session. We broke below it, so now we're just kind of pulling back. So again, we can rise and break above all of this, but we can also rise, respect this, and then drop. So it's very tricky on the euro dollar, unlike the odd dollar, right? The odd dollar, you know, it has a little bit of supply right here and a little bit right here, but it looks more promising with, you know, plenty of space and opportunity, because the move up that it made here, it just mitigated that whole move. Do you understand what I'm saying? So we definitely have an opportunity to now rise up again to take, you know, this whole down move that we made, take that up again. All right, so going back down and looking at it. All right, look at that wick rejection right in that order block. Guys, let me get a candle up out of here, and I'm taking it, and it's off to the races from there. All right, looking at the dollar. All right, what do you know? It's retested that area of supply. All right, and I'm going to get some alerts to see if it starts falling. And what do you know? It's already starting to fall, right? 48 seconds left on that candle. So, you know, got to wait and got to see, right? So, but if we start getting nice body candles to close below this, what that's telling us is that it is respecting this area as supply. And I just want you guys to really peep, like, how when it came back, look at where it went to right before it started to like reverse. You understand? Like, how is it getting right to that area like that? It's crazy. All right. Look, the bears are showing up. 17 seconds left. Guys, get ready to pull the trigger. All right. We're doing odd dollar first. And look at that. We right up out of there. All right. 9, 8, 7, 6. Feel like the New Year's, right? All right. 2025 is mine. All right, baby. 2, 1. Kaboom. Let's buy it. All right. Buying odd dollar. Oh, forgot I got to close out. Yep. So here, boom, team, take your money. All right. But, you know, just add a new position for the most part for everybody who's already in it. All right. There's the buy. Stop loss right below this order block. We're risking just a little bit. We probably should put it behind here. Let's just see how many pips that is. Yeah, 6 pips. So we can crank it up, guys. Let's get it behind here. All right. A little double bottom. And now we're risking 13 pips. All right. So we're going to crank it up. Here is your first stop. All right, so that's not really a 1 to 2. You can see it's just a little over 1 to 1. You're risking 13 to make 16. That's not really ideal. All right, you'll win it, you know, but still, you know, I'm going for the gusto. It's just what I do. All right, and I will move my stop loss along the way to you know, to lock in profits, you know, as we climb. So that way, you know, I'm giving myself, you know, more of an opportunity to get, you know, more out of the play. All right, so there it is, guys. Odd dollar, we're in it right now, and we are in profit. All right, look at the numbers. We're just risk 13 pips to make 35. All right, we're just aiming for 35 pips right now. We're not going to be too greedy. Again, the dollar can still rise, you know, once it gets to this level of support right here. All right, so we're not going to do too much. All right, just a little bit is all we need. So again, odd dollar, we're in it for the buy. And whoop, there it is. And we up there, guys. All right, we are in there. Gonna get some alerts. Once I see it going off, I know we got more money, more money. All right, so if that's rising, then something over here is falling. All right, and what do you know? Right in resistance, double top, had a change character right here where we broke below this low. So this became supply. We tap right into it and we're falling. Guys, the cycle repeats itself over and over again. You just got to know how to peep it, read it, and take advantage of it. All right. So again, hit that like and subscribe button for me. Really appreciate it. Here we go. This was our change of character right around here. Okay. So we can start to sell. Now my team has already sold it. All right. Just want to let you guys know that. All right. So this is already always looking beautiful. All right. From the jump. Right. So there it is. The cat, dollar cat, right, where we broke structure here and then we tapped into supply. This is what, when the news hit, it pushed it up right into the supply level. But then as we got to the lower time frame, we started to see, so just rock with me, coming down to the 1 hour, right? You see a little bit more coming down to the 15-minute. You see it's coming down just a little bit from that supply area. And then we go to the 5-minute, right? And we get the chart up in there, and now we can see, oh man, so you rejected it. You gave us, this is a candlestick pattern. It's kind of like a evening star, but not, you know, not typically how you would see it, but a variation of it. All right. And then on the 1 minute, all the way down, now we see all of the market structure, guys, to where we can see price broke below that low. We can see the supply area lies right around here, these 2 or 3 bull candles, and then we can see price tapped into supply, and now it's starting to fall. So what we really would like to see is one candle close right below this change of character, right? If we can get one more candle to close right below that, then it's good to go. But even still, like if it pushes up a little higher, that's still even good because we want to sell. So we want to sell high, right? Now, here's some things that do, you know, bring a concern. You know, I see the supply area here. All right. And I see these fair value gaps. All right. All right, guys, looks like that might be my time, but you know, we'll get up into a few things and then gotta go. But here is fair value gap number 1, and here's fair value gap number 2. Okay, so that may attract the money to it, right? But as of right now, we're getting our wish. 36 seconds left on this candle that's dropping. So guys, you know, if you haven't sold it already in the Discord, now is your time to take a short position like this. Oh, come on now. All right, roughly like that. We want to get above this resistance area, this double top, this swing. All right, that's 19 to 20 pips, so you can make it 20 even. All right, we're going to aim for our 1 to 2, and we have it right here. And look, it's right next to this swing. All right, where price, this is the lowest price got to before it started rising. So when we're selling, we want to know, hey, where could price start to rise from? And the chart already tells you. So the answers are there, guys. You just got to know how to look or where to look. All right, and there it is. All right, so that's what the position is going to look like. 20 pips for 47 pips on the dollar CAD. I think we're going to get a lot more than that. All right, but let's get the alert set. Okay, and pretty much, guys, the way this goes is if you sell any dollar-based pair like the dollar CAD, then you can pretty much sell the dollar CHF. All right, look at that, it's falling. Okay, look at that, right from a resistance area, from a rising channel, which is a bearish reversal pattern. It did the breakout, it did the retest, and now it's going to do the run. Guys, it's looking all beautiful. All right, just FYI, right? So you can sell all of these if you want to blindly. Don't highly recommend that. You know, definitely go and check it, see if it looks bearish. All right, and then, you know, go ahead and sell it. But for now, things are looking pretty decent. So we sold the dollar CAD, or we're about to sell it. Actually, let's do it right now. Okay, let me see. All right, so like I said, those 2 fair value gaps, the supply, it could push up to this first. So we're going to give it a little bit, right? And again, this is what the alerts are for, right? So again, just as it pushes up, push your alerts up so that as it starts to fall, you'll get an early indication. That way you can try to get it, get in off of it a lot earlier. All right, but hold tight. Go to the 1 minute. All right, and just looking at that beautiful detail. All right. So give this some time. While this is cooking up, guys, again, we're already in odd dollar. Let's just go ahead and check on that. All right. Oh, it reversed on us. All right. But that's okay, because again, just one more demand level. So this might have been engineered liquidity to go and sweep. And this is also why when we initially took the trade, I didn't want to put the stop loss too tight. I put it behind the double bottom. All right. So, hey, you really want to come and get me? Come and get me. Right. That's just what that is. But now put those alerts a little closer. We're still in it. All right. Don't fear. Again, guys, it's just the name of the game, right? You know, we lose this. What is it? We lost 13 pips, right? Who's to know? Who's to say that it's not just coming to sweep liquidity from here, right? And then, you know, start to rise, right? There's a lot of little things to consider, but regardless, you know, you got to take your chances either way. All right, you can't be on the fence forever. All right, you gotta hop in. All right, so let's look at the dollar. All right, so we broke above resistance here, which gives us a change of character. So again, this to me now looks like engineered liquidity. Again, as it's pulling back, it's supposed to get to demand, right? But it didn't, right? So this looks like engineered liquidity. So eventually we may go and sweep this, all right? So dollar may do one of these numbers, okay? And then boop, sweep that liquidity, come into demand, and then start to rise from there. But right now it looks like it's rising. So let's look. Okay. Yeah, it's possible. Again, the news was good. All right. So, we could rise more, but it has a heavy task in front of it of breaking above this supply area. All right. And even then, like with the break of, just from where news happened and it breaking above this resistance, there's a pullback coming at some point in time. So whether it gets all the way to the top and then pulls back, whether it gets up to this level that it broke in the past and then pulls back, we're going to get it at some point, right? So again, you got to just kind of be ready for all of that. All right, on the 5 minute. So seeing it push up a little bit, but time will tell. I'm going to get some alerts. All right, so let's go and look at some other things. All right, dollar. All right, it's just pushing down a little. All right, and we're gonna see. Okay, guys, never put the house, the car, the kids' tuition on any trade. All right, keep it low. All right, and you're good to go. You won't have to worry. You won't have to stress. Your emotions won't be all over the place. You will be able to manage. Seeing the trade go against you. All right, but here it is for now. All right, but I still see a good potential for it to rise. All right. And again, if you're buying this, then, chances are you could buy Euro USD as well, Pound USD, and New Zealand USD to pretty much do the same thing. All right. To rise. So here, New Zealand, we took out, we tapped into this demand. So, it's still dancing. All right. But I want to look at some of these pound pairs now, guys, really quick. Hold tight. Okay, this one isn't quite ready the way I would like for it to be. But just peep game, guys. We had a change of character right here. We came down, made a new low, and then from there, just peep. We haven't been going any lower, right? We've started to go higher and higher. So what I'm expecting right now is actually, look, we took out the low of the Asian session. We even took out the low of the Asian session here. Then we took out the high. But now we took out the low of the Asian session, tapped into demand. Okay, and so now I expect us to take out the high and then go and push to tap into supply before we fall back down. All right, so this is a buying opportunity on the pound odd for roughly about 138 pips. Guys, we probably might want to get into this one right now, but hold tight. We'll come back to it in just a second. But pound odd, I'm looking for that buying opportunity. Pound CAD. All right, pound cat telling a little bit of a different story. It took out the high already, and now it's taking out the low, and it looks like it can continue falling. So looking at it from a higher time frame, my team is already in the sell on it. These are two I called out the other night, pound cat, pound CHF. So I believe we might have lost pound CHF, but pound cat we're still in. Again, you guys can see where we had structure right here. We broke it. We pulled back, tap into supply, and now we're falling. So pound odd, pound cat, they don't typically, they're not necessarily lining up from a technical standpoint, but that's how it goes. You trade what you see, not what you want it to be. All right, should make that a bar. All right, pound CHF, wow. All right, tap right into supply, and I put the trend line to let you know, hey, there's where the liquidity is and where the money is, and this looks perfect. All right, guys, so pound CHF. All right, yep. Only thing is, we are at demand right now, so got to be careful with that. All right, and then time. Yeah, so we did have a change of character. Okay, so it's not ready for the sell just yet, guys. I'm going to fine tune my demand zone. All right, what we probably want to do is we want to buy it from here up to here, and then when it gets here, then we want to sell it. All right, so if we buy it right now, we're looking at potentially 34 pips to the upside. So again, not a whole lot, but a pretty decent opportunity on the pound CHF. All right, but I see this falling. All right, so again, we're gonna made a high. Eventually, we're gonna make some low after we create a little V shape. Fibonacci is gonna tell us how far back it's gonna go, and then from there, guys, we'll be in our confluence area, our key area, right? The supply, the Fibonacci level, probably a moving average or two, right? We'll put on the 50, the 14, and the pivot point. Okay, so if we go back down, you can see that, we're still above the pivots. So this is still bullish right now. All right. So again, waiting for it to rise up and then drop. So put that on your watch list. Pound CHF. All right. Has a great selling opportunity. We just got to wait for it a little bit more. All right. Dollar's going off. Are you steady rising dollar or are you falling? What do you know? It's coming back down. All right. Let me take all the noise off. All right. So what are you doing, odd dollar? Wow, by the hair of our chinny chin chin, right? Who was getting worried? All right, raise your hand. Who was shaking in their boots? Wait a minute, it's not working out. It's going down. I can't take it. Let me get out. Oh shit, it went in my favor. No! Guys, I'm telling y'all, okay? It's all about controlling your emotions, guys, and knowing what you know. All right, here we go. Nice double bottom again. All right, and we're about to win. All right, getting into profit. Come on and get above this. Make me feel better. But I love the wick rejection. Wick rejection below the candles represent rejection of sellers. Hey, we can't get any lower than this demand area. No shit, because it's a demand area. It's where the bulls came in. You understand what I'm saying? So again, guys, y'all will learn all of this. All right, but odd dollar was still alive, and we're probably gonna, make it work. These pound pairs, don't forget, right? So I'm gonna give you guys one more time. Odd dollar. I'm sorry, pound dollar. I'm pound odd. All right. I think it's gonna rise up to supply, and then I think it's gonna fall. All right. Yeah. So that's looking pretty nice. Again, we changed character here from going up to now going down. So this pullback or this up movement is just the pullback to the newly downtrend that we're going to be in. So again, you can buy it now, right? Get 140 pips out of it. Matter of fact, I think I want to get into this now. Yeah, yep. So we swept everything. I can see where we tapped into, the little fair value gap over here, but basically we just had a break of structure right here. I mean, it's very tiny. Or change of character, really. Change of character right here. Let me get lower. Okay, yeah, so we did actually officially break above it. And then, we got into this fair value gap right here. All right. And we respected it. So now we're getting ready to rise, guys. I like this for a buy right now. Now, again, we did not really tap into demand, which is concerning. But let's see if we put a long position on where we are and get behind that. That's 60 pips. All right. For the pound odd, that's really good. All right. So I just can't front. It's, these pairs move a good amount. Right. So, you won't typically see anything less than about 80 pips or so, as a stop loss. So getting anything kind of, below that is a good thing. But I like this for the buy. So I'm going to get into it and I'm going to catch it up to here for 130 pips, guys. All right, now let me see if I can be patient enough just to wait for that candle to close above. Okay. Just a little practice what you preach here. And we got 8 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. There it is. All right. It's tiny, but it's there. All right, the break. So I'm buying pound odd. Again, you guys can try to get away with a tighter stop if you want, but I know it's a dirty game, right? And plus I'm getting plenty of profit to the upside out of this, so I don't mind giving myself room for the trade to breathe and for it to work out in my favor. All right, if I make a tight stop loss, this could be engineered liquidity. It can go and sweep that, tap into demand, and then take off. All right, guys, so again, little things you want to know about, and see if you could take advantage of, so that you're not losing every trade, right? All right, here is pound odd, guys. So we're in odd dollar and we're in pound odd for right now. Again, my team has also sold some of the JPY pairs. We'll review that in just a second. But after that, I'm going to have to bounce. So let me see, guys. Here we're in profit right now. Again, you want to put a 64 pip stop loss and you want to put a 129 pip take profit on pound odd. All right. If you're able to take out a standard lot, this is a standard lot. If you can take out a standard lot, I just want you to see you're going to make roughly where is it, 800, so really about $1,000 close. They're calculating the spread, the margin, certain little things, fees, what have you, but just depending on your broker, you can pretty much make almost $1,000 off this play. All right, so there you have it, pound odd. Let's get some alerts on it. Okay, but a lot of those other pound pairs are looking good. All right, pound CAD. Yeah, so I think pound CAD is going to still drop. Again, my team is already in it, right? And it just really looks good, guys. So sell the pound odd, pound CAD if you can, right? Again, you don't need a bunch of plays, just one. Pound CAD looking good for the drop. Pound CHF also looking good for the drop. But you guys see how it rejected that demand area, and you guys see how being patient pays off, right? And pretty soon it's probably going to get right back up to this area, and then from here is where I'll be looking to sell it, because I'll be selling high, I won't be selling low. All right, and then after we've already mitigated this, so by the time we reach back up and the bears show up, if we're going to continue heading down, we're going to blast past this because we already took care of business with it. All right, hope that makes sense. Okay, and then there you have it for that. So GJ, my team sold it. What do you know? All right, shout out to the squad. All right, we are up about 27 pips on GJ. Let's check out our other JPY pairs. All right, so we sold EJ, GJ, and NJ. All right, EJ, we in profit. Oh my goodness, what a surprise. All right, and NJ, all right, we are in profit. What a surprise, guys. 17 pips, NJ, 26 pips, GJ, and EJ, we're up about 8 to 9 pips roughly. But guys, we're going to make 245 pips is on the table with EJ. Guys, on GJ,